Most people believe that wealth comes from constantly earning more money. More hours worked, more side hustles, more businesses. But what if the truth is the exact opposite? What if building wealth is not about adding more, but about needing less? This is where minimalist finances come in. Minimalism is often thought of as living in a tiny house, wearing only black t-shirts, or owning almost nothing. But in reality, minimalist finances aren't about deprivation. They're about freedom. It's about stripping away what doesn't matter so you can focus entirely on what does. The truth about minimalist finances is simple. It's not about earning as much money as possible. It's about designing a financial life where you don't need a mountain of money to feel secure. It's about aligning your spending with your values and cutting out everything that keeps you trapped in the cycle of working just to pay bills. Think about it for a second. Most people live paycheck to paycheck not because they do not earn enough, but because their expenses expand to match their income. The bigger the house, the nicer the car, the newer the phone. But each upgrade comes with a hidden cost: more work, more stress, and less freedom. Minimalist finances flip this on its head. Instead of chasing a higher income to fund a bigger lifestyle, you shrink your lifestyle to a level where financial freedom is possible much sooner. The less you need, the faster you can escape the rat race. Imagine two people earning the same salary. One spends almost everything he makes on rent, car payments, and luxury goods. The other cuts unnecessary expenses, saves one half of his paycheck, and invests it. 10 years later, one is buried in debt, while the other is financially independent. That's the power of minimalist finances. But here's the key. Minimalism is not about being cheap. It's not about never spending money. It's about conscious spending. You can spend on things that genuinely bring you joy and cut ruthlessly on everything else. For example, maybe you love traveling. Minimalist finances don't mean you give that up. It means you stop wasting money on subscriptions you do not use, impulse shopping, or buying things to impress other people. You cut the noise so you can spend guilt-free on what truly matters to you. The truth is, most people do not even know where their money goes. They're buried under subscriptions, credit card debt, and interest payments. They're buying coffee every morning without realizing it adds up to thousands of dollars a year. Minimalist finances force you to take a step back and ask, do I really need this? Does this expense move me closer to the life I want? Or is it just draining my wealth and keeping me trapped? One of the most powerful parts of minimalist finances is that it changes your relationship with time. If you need less money to survive, you don't need to work endless hours. You can take more risks, build businesses, or spend more time with family. Money becomes a tool for freedom, not a chain that ties you to your job. Think about the concept of financial independence. Most people think it takes millions of dollars to retire. But if your expenses are low, you need far less than you think. If your lifestyle only costs $25,000 a year and your investments generate that much, you're free. You don't need yachts, mansions, or Ferraris to be wealthy. True wealth is being able to control your time. Minimalist finances also protect you from the stress of keeping up with others. Society tells you to constantly upgrade, buy the bigger house, get the new car, keep up with fashion trends. But when you embrace minimalist finances, you step off that treadmill. You stop comparing yourself to others because you know what actually matters to you. And you realize that real happiness doesn't come from more stuff, it comes from freedom and purpose. There's another hidden truth about minimalist finances. It actually makes you wealthier in the long run. Every dollar you do not waste is a dollar you can invest. And when invested, that dollar works for you for decades. Minimalists build wealth faster not because they earn more, but because they waste less. Consider this example. If you save $1,000 a month by cutting unnecessary expenses and invest it in index funds, averaging 8% returns, in 20 years you'll have nearly $600,000. That's the quiet power of minimalist finances. It's not flashy, it's not glamorous, but it works. Minimalist finances also make you more resilient. When recessions hit, when jobs are lost, when unexpected expenses come up, minimalists are ready. Because their expenses are low, they can survive with far less income. They don't panic, they don't drown in debt, and they don't lose sleep at night. Financial simplicity equals financial security. Of course, minimalist finances aren't always easy. It takes discipline to say no to consumer culture. It takes strength to resist the temptation of lifestyle creep. And it takes self-awareness to know what truly matters to you. But once you make this shift, life becomes lighter, freer, and more fulfilling. The truth about minimalist finances is that it gives you clarity. You stop working for things you don't care about. You stop buying things to impress people who don't matter. And you start designing a life around freedom, purpose, and real wealth. So what does minimalist finance look like in practical terms? It means tracking your expenses so you know where your money is going. It means cutting subscriptions and services you do not use. It means driving a car you can afford instead of financing one you cannot. It means renting or buying a home that fits your needs, not your ego. It means using credit cards wisely instead of letting interest rates drain you. It means investing in experiences, not endless material possessions. Minimalist finances don't mean you live like a monk. It means you live like someone who actually controls their money. Because most people don't control their money controls them. And that's why they're stressed, in debt, and stuck. Minimalist finances put you back in charge. They remind you that money is just a tool. It's not about how much you have, it's about how much you need. And the less you need, the richer you truly are. In 2025, this mindset is more important than ever. Inflation is eating away at savings. Debt levels are rising. And people are chasing status symbols instead of security. But those who adopt minimalist finances won't just survive, they'll thrive. Because while everyone else is trapped in the cycle of consumerism, minimalists are buying back their freedom. At its core, minimalist finances are about peace of mind. It's about sleeping at night without worrying about debt collectors. It is about knowing you can lose your job tomorrow and still be okay. It's about spending money on things that make your life meaningful instead of filling your closet with junk. And here's the final truth. Minimalist finances aren't really about money at all. They're about life. About building a life that doesn't depend on endless consumption. A life where freedom is the measure of wealth. And a life where money serves you instead of the other way around. So ask yourself this. Are you working for your money, or is your money working for you? Are you buying freedom, or are you buying distractions? Because at the end of the day, minimalist finances aren't just a strategy. They're a choice. A choice to live smarter. A choice to live freer. And a choice to finally take control of your financial future.